a lot darker and more scary.
I was just looking forward to, like, all the Dementors.
Bloody hell! What's happening?
They scare the living daylights out of me.
We've got loads of new people, it's great. Gary Oldman playing Sirius Black.
I'm this dark sort of figure who has escaped from Azkaban, and I'm after Potter.
Emma Thompson playing Professor Trelawney.
She sees into the future all the time. I think that she's a bit of a charlatan, really.
David Thewlis playing Professor Lupin.
He's certainly the kindest of the Defence Against the Dark Arts teachers we've seen so far, who also has his dark secret.
We have Michael Gambon as Dumbledore.
He's the powerful, good Dumbledore, the one you can lean on.
There's a new take on Hagrid.
There is a great development that Hagrid has been taken on as staff. He is Professor Hagrid.
How am I doing my first day?
Brilliant, Professor. I just love the creatures from this film as well. There's a new director. He came with a lot of new ideas for all of us.
The camera is going to move into a very wide shot of Hogsmeade, of you two guys walking. I want to try to tell the movie with a style that was as fluid as possible. As if the camera comes, say, okay, give me your hand, and the camera just takes you through the whole ride, from the first frame to the last frame.
I wanted to make absolutely certain we were continuing to be faithful to the books, but at the same time, we're giving each director who comes in a little more freedom.
Alfonso was very respectful of the world that Chris Columbus had created. And another quality that unites Chris and Alfonso is that they both are children at heart. And I think they brought that childlike sense of wonder to the films.
You see, it's going down. Queen, you look straight, and this Dementor is coming right after you. I really wanted to do is to do it more contemporary. This film takes place in 2004, so we crafted costumes that they wear in a more contemporary way.
She's in jeans. Yes, yes, I'm in jeans. Thank God, and not another one of those skirts. And the itchy jumpers. It's improved so much.
The uniform's kind of a bit more relaxed, like ties a bit looser, shirts untucked, and that was kind of like Alfonso's idea.
It just really seemed like a natural development. When kids become teenagers, they change. They're gonna change the way they dress. Their attitude's gonna change.
Shut up! Shut up!
I think in the first two films, Harry was slightly nervous about actually really making a stand towards the Dursleys, but in this film there's a major stand towards the Dursleys.
And this one, Hermione changes completely. She's rock and roll, she's girl power, she's out there doing everything.
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
She's just had enough. You know, she's taken it for 3 years, and suddenly, it's like it's uncontrollable. Malfoy insults her.
Mudblood.
That's it. Smack! That felt good.
Not good, brilliant. The characters are growing up. It's different, but it's good.
But he's not going to keep it. He's going to turn it into Professor McGonagall. Aren't you?
Oh, sure, along with his invisibility cloak.
In this one, it's their first fight, basically, their first argument. Hermione and Ron are fighting about the cat and the rat. Ronald has lost his rat.
I haven't lost anything. Your cat killed him.
Rubbish.
The arguing was fun. I enjoyed that, yeah.
Any excuse to make it out that they hate each other. Any excuse. They're always niggling each other and always having a go at each other.
There's a lot of stuff going on between them, but also you kind of start to get a feeling in this one that Hermione and Ron have kind of got crushes on each other, really.
There's always this threat that they might actually like each other, and they don't like that at all.
You are in danger. Grave danger.
In this one, Harry's got a lot of problems. First of all, I mean, he thinks somebody's actually trying to kill him.
Sirius Black may not have put his hands to the Potters, but he's the reason they're dead.
And now he wants to finish what he started.
I am imprisoned in Azkaban and escape, and I guess everybody thinks that I, in fact, went to the dark side.
You immediately are frightened of him. You think this guy is what everyone is saying.
He's a murderous, raving lunatic.
Thanks, Ron.
As the story unfolds, there's all sorts of new developments along the way.
I'm pleased to welcome Professor R.J. Lupin, who's kindly consented to fill the post of Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Good luck, Professor.
Lupin's a very instrumental character in the film. Not only that, but also I think probably the key scenes, the key emotional scenes, which basically make up the heart of the film seem to me to be between Harry and Lupin almost every time.
He's one of the last surviving links Harry has to his parents, and there's quite a moving scene where Lupin explains to Harry what his parents were like, someone who can actually tell him firsthand what they were like as people, which you may not have heard before.
You're more like them than you know, Harry. In time, you'll come to see just how much.
The third film is incredibly intense emotionally, but it's actually quite funny as well.
In this room, you shall discover if you possess the sight.
I'm playing Professor Trelawney, who is the Professor of Divination at Hogwarts. She has got a genuine gift, but like all those people, she has to kind of make it stretch. She has to make it sort of bigger than it actually is.
Emma, wonderful. It was so much fun to do with Emma. Those scenes, so eccentric, so cuckoo.
I don't believe a single professor in this castle would help Sirius Black to enter at Severus.
You can't replace Richard Harris as Dumbledore. And when Richard passed away, we knew we had a big hole to fill, as it were.
What we had to do was find someone who embodied the spirit of Dumbledore. I had seen Michael on stage a couple of times, and I thought, I have a feeling that he could become Dumbledore, make it his own, and still, with a little sort of tip of the hat to Richard.
Our approach of Dumbledore is a little, just slightly different than before, is a little bit more playful, if anything, a little bit more mischievous.
Oh, this world is so wonderful to be in, and to wear these costumes, these figures, this powerful imagination. Yeah, I love it.
This is a stunning cast this time, and they're so good, all those guys. There's a whole lot in them. The magic never kind of goes. It's a magic place to be.
Hagrid? Exactly what is that?
That run is a hippogriff.
A hippogriff is an animal which it basically looks like a cross between a horse and a bird, and it's Hagrid's job to introduce it to the children, and the hippogriff itself is a wonderful creature. It's absolutely astonishing.
Let you ride him now.
One of the most beautiful sequences we have is the hippogriff flying lesson, where Harry takes off on the hippogriff and he flies over Hogwarts and over the lake. I mean, it is beautifully shot, and it is amazing.
Buckbeak's a very important creature in the film. Even more important are the Dementors.
They are basically these awful creatures that suck out every drop of happiness left in you.
Monster Book of Monsters. We have the Night Bus.
Take it away, Ernie. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
The Night Bus sequence in itself is so funny.
We have boggarts.
A very simple charm exists to repel a boggart.
Boggarts are a manifestation of the thing you most fear.
What really finishes a boggart is laughter. You need to force it to assume a shape you find truly amusing.
For example, Neville, that horrific image is Professor Snape, but if he then imagined Professor Snape dressed up as an old woman, as his grandmother, that's quite funny. So we get to see Alan Rickman dressed up as an old woman. Haven't seen that before.
Oh yeah, Alan Rickman in a dress. I forgot about that. I think it was Alan Rickman's worst fear.
I do love filming. I just love the work. I love doing the acting part of it. I just love it.
These kids, they've been very lucky to work with some of the best actors alive in number 1 and number 2. And so they wanted to start taking more seriously their craft. And they were willing then to explore emotional territories that they hadn't explored before.
Each film has challenged me because I'm going to unknown territory, basically. And I think one of the things that has helped a lot is the fact that me and Harry are kind of experiencing a lot of the same feelings at the same time, and so I think I can associate with them, really.
We took these kids when they had no experience, and it's a sense of real pride to see that these kids have become such accomplished professional actors.
Bloody hell, Harry.
was not funny.
It's like seeing your own children up on screen. I was very, very proud of them all.
I really am amazed how good they are, and how they've sort of maintained their energy levels and stuff. So they do work very hard. They're much better at sort of accessing the parts of themselves they need to find in order to project certain feelings and emotions and stuff, which is very difficult for children.
These actors and actresses that I was working with completely swept me off my feet. And people ask me sometimes, do they give you tips? They don't need to. Just watching them, just being around them is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
There was a lot of really good ones in this one. Gary Oldman was really cool, yeah. Really fun working with him.
Scabbers! Get off him! Leave him alone!
Rupert and Daniel and Emma are just, delightful. They're very professional, very focused.
For me? Who would have sent her? No one knows.
Dan is doing a fantastic job, and I think he's matured and really growing in becoming a good actor.
It was so touching to see Gary Oldman and Daniel trying to, working together and putting together the scene, or with David Thewlis. It was great.
The film is just kind of mind-blowing, really.
A lot is introduced in this one. Amazing people, places, experiences.
There's a good deal of tension.
It's going to be really scary. It's going to be cool.
It's fantastic things. You just can't believe what you see.
There's an energy which is terrific.
It's very dark, very action-packed. It's really fantastic.